Hello there, and welcome to Auto Arcadia. I am one of the hosts, Colin Wood, and with me, as always, is.
Thomas, the other host. Hi, Colin.
How you doing, dude?
I'm good. I'm good. What about yourself?
What a shit show of a week.
Yeah.
What a fucking shit show of a week. So, dear viewers, not to dwell on this, but viewers, listeners, fucking whoever you are, the BM's been written off. The insurance companies have ripped the ass out of my fucking valuation because that's what insurance companies do. And if you're listening to this and you valued my car because you're a valuation engineer at eSure, I hope you fucking fornicate with a metal stick, and I hope your next shite's wrapped in fucking barbed wire. But anyway,
So
and
some strong
then
feelings then.
strong feelings towards that individual at eSure today. And my missus's car's fucking died as well, so I have no working wheels, and my motorbike's not got MOT on it. So it's
Basically
a fucking
trapped.
shit show, an absolute shit show.
Yeah, you're basically trapped at home now.
Yeah, and to make it better, so I went into work and I was like, right, chief, I need to work from home next week. So like, how? I was like, told them all the shit that's going on, and they're like, yeah, we'll let you work from home Monday. I was like, don't think you're quite getting the gravity of the situation here, pal. No wheels, no worky. So yeah, that's that.
Nightmare.
How are you?
Yeah, no, I'm totally great. In comparison, I think my week's been very quiet. It's been very, very nice.
Fair play, dude. Fair play.
But it did mean I had the opportunity to read up on kind of something that I'm interested in a lot. Like, it is quite. I think for me, what's interesting about it is how often this happens.
Yeah,
Because, you know, car companies have been known to go bankrupt.
they have.
I mean, do you know what I didn't do? Is I didn't look up the big long list of British car manufacturers that have died.
Oh, it's a fucking long
It's a
list.
huge list. I mean, it did help how like literally everyone was having a go at making a car in their shed when they first kind of like kicked off. But there's
It
been a
was a bit of
lot.
a. I'll have a go at that.
Yeah, how hard can it be? Four wheels, explosions. Yeah, I get it.
Given by how many of them survived, obviously harder than they thought it would be.
It's fair. But rust is a slow killer.
It is. It really is.
So yeah, so like we both know the car industry is pretty volatile, and honestly, it doesn't really take that much sometimes to sink a car manufacturer. Sometimes there's like what I'm going to call extenuating circumstances to the imminent collapse, but it's not uncommon. Like,
Yeah.
and it can matter politically a lot of the time, but also economically whether the car companies collapse or not. Like, I mean, they're huge employers, especially back when cars were mostly assembled by hand. Massive, massive employers, really important to like local and national economies. And that means that like whilst I'm going to talk about a lot of the cars that were designed that kind of help turn a manufacturer's fortunes around, there are also some factors that are not just down to the car that help in a really big way, which I also want to talk about a little bit.
Yep.
So yeah, like cars cost a lot of money to develop. Like they take years to develop as well. Not in all cases, but like typically they take a few years to develop a car. So like if a manufacturer messes that up, that is sets them back, puts them behind competition, then need to spend the money on a redesign or redevelop an entirely new model. There's a couple of instances where like manufacturers have just been caught out by stuff and they've responded too slowly, or what they've responded with has been exactly wrong in the moment.
Yes. Absolutely. One of the things as well, which it kind of relates to what you're saying. Is like, see when they're in danger of going bankrupt and they get bought over. Is like the immediate difference in the R&D, because like there'll be one more good model that the old company like developed that's ready for release, and then all the stuff that comes after it is just absolute chode.
That's that. Do you know what? That is a great point. Yeah, like a lot of these downturns in car manufacturers can happen quite slowly, just of like a kind of contracting of their market share somewhere, or like just selling less units, and just when a model is retired, it's not necessarily replaced, and it's like sort of like a managed decline.
Yes, that's exactly on the button, man.
So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. Is going to be basically just some choice examples of cars that either kind of like really helped make a manufacturer profitable again after they've been struggling, and also some cars that kind of helped a manufacturer feel a little bit of a brand image change.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about this, man. I really am.
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, where do we start? I suppose the thing with making cars, right, is
Hit
it's
me.
really, really expensive to do the R&D on a car. It takes a long time.
Yeah,
But also, producing the car is really expensive as well, which generally means that manufacturers are basically looking for a maximum number of units. Try and keep all of their production costs as low as possible and shift as many units so they're making as much money on each car as they can.
yeah, they're really counting on that economy of scale.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's why they love it like an automated production line. Like, keeps the staff costs down and increases the throughput.
Yeah,
And
the big. Oh, sorry, go on.
no, far on, Rude.
The big problem I find is getting people to buy the car.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, manufacturers definitely have had problems manufacturing cars before.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, usually it's because no one buys them. So basically, I have like a sort of timeline of various kind of like automotive recoveries in the manufacturing for manufacturers. Like, I want to also say that yes, you could say that some cars like saved a particular manufacturer, right?
yeah,
But there's definitely also been cars that have kind of like almost tanked an entire manufacturer as well, which I think would be
yes.
also quite an interesting episode. We might do that as the sister episode to this of just cars that were so bad they almost brought down the company.
City Go Rover, or the Rover City Go, for
Oh
example.
yeah, of course. How could we forget?
Well, we actively tried, but it's impossible to escape the nightmare.
God, Rover did turn out some crap, didn't
Absolute chode. Absolute chode.
they? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, do you want to get fired into kind of a little history of, failing manufacturers?
I really do, man. I'm looking forward to this. Regale me.
Okay, so we're gonna start in the late 40s, post-war, kind of like
Okay.
a bit of like in war, but mostly post-war. And I am gonna call these the post-war extenuating circumstances sort of chapter of car manufacturers almost failing because you can understand why they're struggling.
Yeah.
Like post-war economies, like in post-war Bentley were really struggling because like there's not as much money in the UK floating around for like your own kind of like coachwork built Bentley that there was pre-war. There's very
Yeah.
like austere time in the UK,
definitely. Well, you were coming off the back of rationing, and even like
There was still rationing going on,
resources.
you know?
Yeah, well, even resources were rationed because everyone went to the war effort, so there wasn't even there wasn't really the capacity in resource for like civilian production for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, I mean, Bentley produced in like a kind of like Bentley Rolls Royce sort of like shared platform car, the Bentley Mark Six and the Rolls Royce Dawn. And basically, that was just like kind of it was just offered standard body. You couldn't get sent to coach workers. That standardization cut down a lot of their like costs, and it meant
Yeah,
they could sell it a little bit cheaper, and they made it like quite subdued and like very post-war and stuff like that. But that also helped keep like Bentley and Rolls afloat in the post-war period.
right.
So that's like the first example of honestly something that I think comes up so many times, which is they made a cheaper car.
Yeah,
Like that is you could if you really had to distill a lot of this down, it'd be like, yeah, they made a cheaper car that people could actually afford. But we'll get to those. We'll get to those because the next one in time is also a kind of post-war sufferer, which is the VW Beetle.
ugh,
So like World War VW set up essentially by Hitler pre-war to like kind of get the German people moving with like the people's car, the Type One, the Beetle,
yeah,
and post-war. Obviously, their factories had been like kind of shut down and stuff like that, or converted production and things like that. A major by the name of Ivan Hurst re-established the factories, and honestly, I have no idea how or what the circumstances surround this. Convinced the British Army to buy 20,000 of them.
really.
Yeah, I wish I'd had more time to like dig into that. What the hell happened there? But basically, yeah, he got them in the factory building the cars again, and well, the Beetle did kind of take off in quite a big way.
It did.
Like it made Volkswagen. I mean, it was kind of like it set and launched them as a company.
Oh yeah, and I mean it created a cult following as well.
Absolutely. I mean, they produced them into like the late '90s in Mexico, did they not?
I believe they did.
Which is absolutely wild when you think of the car. Like the Mark, like the Series One of it is like 38, and they're
Yeah,
probably developed pre-war as well, and then shelved. But I'm not
that's a
100% sure
fair
on that.
shout.
I'm
Yeah,
sure a Beetle enthusiast will know and care, but that's close enough for me.
yeah, you're gonna get shit on this one for not being like correct down to the hour of the manufacture and start. These
Honestly,
fuckers are like anoraks with extra fucking adenoids.
honestly, the most interesting part of the Beetle for me now is the fact that this major reinstated the production of it and just kind of like kicked it all off. I want to know the story behind that. I'm gonna have to look that up.
That's insane.
So
Like
yeah, and then
just that they were sold to the British Army. Like,
yeah, that's absolutely wild. Like, why? What were they doing with them? A staff cars?
well, I mean that. I mean, I don't know. Like, what possible use is there for an underpowered, rear-engined?
There is the Volkswagen. Isn't the civilian version of it like the thing it's called or something like that, where it's like essentially a Kubelwagen? Maybe they
Oh,
sold them
now
as like
you're asking.
military, like kind of like staff vehicles.
Yeah, I think there was actually.
They definitely, I mean, Germany definitely used them, but I don't know if maybe that's what got sold to the British Army. It makes more sense than just selling them a bunch of Beetles.
It does. That makes a lot more sense. On this note, I actually have a little factoid about BMW in this era.
All right.
So after the Second World War, like German industry was in an absolute fucking shambles.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it had been extensively bombed and stuff.
Yeah, and basically everything that was left, the Americans and the Russians were basically divvying up everything that was left.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was entire factories that were disassembled and shipped east to like Russia and stuff, or Eastern Bloc countries. Like it's insane. And
This is ours now.
well, I mean, to the spoils go the victor, you know. Well, BMW lost a lot of its production plants. They also lost most of the technical documentation for making cars and motorbikes. Um,
A blow to a car and bike manufacturer.
it really is. So to survive, they started making pots and pans, agricultural tools, brake pumps, light metal works, like push bikes, and spare parts for mechanical tools. Like between 1945 and 1947, BMW made no less than 34,000 pots, which represented nearly a quarter of the revenue BMW made during those 24 months.
That's absolutely amazing.
So, like, it sounds fucking mental, but like, if it wasn't for that, like, it carried them for 2 years after the war, you know?
Yeah, needs must, eh?
Needs must. And you see this with quite well, you don't see it with a lot, but like, a lot of the Japanese manufacturers did much the same.
Hmm. I
Um,
can't remember what I was looking at that was a Mitsubishi, but it was not a car recently.
Mitsubishi was quite.
Prolific. There's a lot of Mitsubishi stuff. There's like Mitsubishi pens or something.
Yeah, there's everything. Like, if you Google what products Mitsubishi actually make, it's fucking insane.
Are Mitsubishi
Um,
involved in the plant market? They must be. They must make plant.
yeah, they make everything. They make from air conditioners to pens to space shuttle parts to you fucking name it. Like Mitsubishi Heavy Industries has its
Hmm.
finger in everything.
Fair. That's maybe for a different episode.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I thought that fits in quite well with your post-war timeline.
It absolutely does, yeah. And like Mercedes Benz went through this like in post war, and they were kind of like, I mean, both Mercedes and BMW in this like post war period are both saved essentially by producing a car people can afford. Like this
Yeah,
is like the Merc 180 and the BMW 700. They were just like small, cheap, either coupes or saloons with like kind of frugal little engines and like way more mainstream than what they'd kind of traditionally offered.
yeah, yeah. They kind of had to be though.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like they just tailored the car for the market, and it really helped them stay afloat because crucially, people could afford to buy the car.
Precisely.
But also, Merck did launch the 300 SL in like the early 50s as well, and that was not frugal and cheap.
Not not very cheap either.
No.
No.
Apparently, on its kind of a little bit less than £4,500 price tag, that equates to about 150k in today's money.
Wow.
Which I actually read and was like, I don't know, that sounds about right for like a kind of fancy sports car, does it not?
I mean, probably, but in my mind, a fancy sports car is like 30k.
I don't think you can buy a basic, boring new car for
For
30k.
30k. I don't think you can. I think it's disgusting how much money is involved in cars now.
Yeah, I'll stick to the used market, thanks. More my
Yeah, me
speed.
too.
So yeah, again,
Definitely.
like two big German manufacturers that really kind of felt the pinch through not necessarily being able to sell volume to the masses. And like, I don't think either. I think Mercedes kind of started to move away a little bit from its. Oh, we'll make one car that's like quite accessible. I know they've got a C class and stuff like that. But like BM have kind of quite consistently, especially in the modern era always kept, like that one series going. That one series is profitable.
Yeah, that'll never ever go away. Like that'll remain forever. Especially now that it's lent to like front wheel drive. So it's like it's
Is it
even
front wheel
cheaper.
drive now?
Yeah, it's even cheaper to manufacture because everything's in a nice little sub assembly at the front of the
Mm-hmm.
car, and the price has increased like tenfold.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy, actually.
It's disgusting.
But it's a car that it's the right badge of where people can afford. That's the thing, and that's the
That's
revenue
true.
generator, isn't it?
Well, people like a fancy badge, so they do.
They do, they do. But to be fair, I'm not knocking people. I'm not just saying everyone's a brand snob. People also really like. People respond, like the public responds to a car that's good, that like is effective at what it does.
Yeah,
Like
that's fair.
for example, another and my last post-war kind of like austerity kind of victim is Fiat as well. So like again, Italy didn't have a great time during the war.
No, they did not.
Like, and you've got honestly genuinely quite a big country with like not a massive population, and it's also reeling from war. Like they needed something that could get the population kind of like moving really, really cheap. And Fiat released the Fiat 500, which really met the brief, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could buy spare parts for it in your local corner shop.
Absolutely. Like it was easy to build, easy to maintain, cheap to buy, and honestly, I think it looks fantastic. I think the original Fiat 500 is like genuinely like quite a timeless design. It's so Italian in its like
Yeah,
in the vibe it gives off. Honestly, I think it's a total design to be proud of. The original Fiat 500, like I'm a big fan.
definitely. Have you seen the Arbath one?
Yes, the one where the boot is wedged open because the motor doesn't quite fit.
Yeah, so it overhit with the boot shut, so they just welded the boot open.
Yeah, as you do. It looks great.
It does. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, what is that like the 595 or is that the modern one? I can never really remember.
Oh, fuck, I have no idea. Not Lancia, God. Fiat, our Bath's naming strategy just fucking loses me every time.
Yeah, they like numbers.
They do.
They like numbers. I totally. But yeah, so like what I find crazy about the 500, right, is the first one comes along in the 50s and totally rescues Fiat. Like Fiat is actually, well, was actually quite a big player in like the European car, like kind of industry because it had like this car. They sold 3.5 million in 18 years. Like they were fucking everywhere, and
Yeah,
people loved them.
there's a lot.
Yeah, so I meant like Fiat could actually kind of like keep going as a company and like grow and stuff. But then in like 2006, 2007, like we remember 2006, 2007, right? Fiat, they didn't fucking make anything. They made like the Fiat Panda. You could get like the Fiat Doblo or something like that.
Yep.
And I think there was maybe one or other two, but they were all models that were a bit long in the tooth, and they were like not really like it's like their market proportion was getting smaller. Like people weren't excited about a Fiat in any real meaningful way. So they revived the 500, and it was an absolute smash hit, and kind of turned the brand of Fiat around a little bit, and really made it popular in a particular segment of the market in like the UK and stuff. But you see 500s everywhere.
Yeah, they're fucking ubiquitous.
Totally. And it's like it's
Um,
wild that the same car has saved the company twice. Like kind of turned them around and helped them grow.
you know what though? Like, see if it worked the first time. It's worth giving a go the second time. You know?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like just based on past evidence, this works.
Let's do it again. Like it's hard to argue with it. And you know what? See when the result works like it did, it's fucking hard to argue.
Absolutely, honestly, you can't argue that Fiat 500 isn't a car that people love when they've loved it twice over, you know?
Yeah. Like for it to be so fucking popular twice, like that's they're doing something right.
Good
And you
design.
know what? Do you know what I love about them? The
Hmm.
city mode button.
Is that the one that makes the steering incredibly light?
Yep. See if you're ever a passenger in one of these and they're driving it on the motorway, hit city without them
Oh my
noticing.
god.
It is so fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not terrifying at all.
I mean, it. I would be cautious about who you do it to, but it is funny.
Bet it would be good fun to have a go with. Do you know what? I think I rented a 500 once, but I don't think it had a city mode. The steering was already really, really light. Crazy.
Really.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember it having the same problem that a lot of small displacements have, is that it was pretty grunty at the low end, and then it just disappears. So it's
It
really
starts
slow.
off full of gusto and then just can't do anything.
Yeah, you put your foot down and it kind of like it jumps forward a little bit. And you're like, "Ooh, here we go," and then nothing else happens, and you're left trying to overtake a tractor in France up a hill, barely accelerating past the tractor. Yeah,
Oh
not
fuck.
a fast
Aye.
car.
No. Yeah, the little Yaris that could was the same as well. Um, it was quite like 0 to 40. It was rapid, like it would just move. After that, it just fell down. No,
Nothing more to
it
give.
just was
Yeah.
not. Yeah, it just needed a bit more. So
So basically, we're moving on from the kind of post-war. Everyone needs like a cheap car. No one's got any money. It all kind of sucks. They're still rationing. Like we just need cheap car to make us move. I want to move a little bit to a different subject, a different category of manufacturing failures, which I think deserves to be its own category.
go for it.
British Leyland.
My God, you're not pulling the punches here, are you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, British Leyland has killed a good number of names, like Triumph, um, Austin. Oh no, I put on the spot. I can't think of any. No, oh Hillman, Morris, of
Hillman,
course.
yeah.
There's quite a lot.
Aye, there's a lot there. You see when you said that, I was like, when you were like, yeah, so some people that have fucked it up, and I was like, oh, it's got to be like like Toyota with the Supra, where they put out the head gasket bolts wrong in the Mark III, and you're like, nope, it's a company that killed more brands than ever existed. I, yeah,
But you know the one brand they didn't kill?
what's that?
Jaguar.
No, that's interesting, actually. Yeah, no, they didn't kill Jaguar.
And do you know why? Because Jaguar made money, mostly. And do you know?
Yeah, they did.
And do you know the car that made Jag money? The XJ6.
Well, see now, we're thinking different eras, right? Because I was going to say the XF.
Do you know what? That's later on in my list, and that is a sequel essentially. It's the successor to the XJ6.
Ah, yeah. Ah, fuck. I suppose it is. Aye.
Like it's the
Sorry,
same
do
kind of
continue.
size and stuff like that. But no, you're totally right. Like it's wild how that package of it being like basically about the size of like I don't know, three to five series. Is the
Yeah.
XK the smaller one of the two, and the XJ? No, the X is bigger.
No, the XF, the XJ is bigger than the XF. The XF is like the XF's like a 5 series, but the XJ is like a 7 series. But
What
then
about the XK? Sorry,
the XK, is that not the sports car one? The little coupe? Well, the big coupe.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, the
Um,
XK is like a coupe because you had like the XKR, which was the supercharged V8 coupe.
yeah, I can't read. It's yeah, the XF.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry.
if you squint, the K does look like an F.
Yeah, or if you just don't look at it properly at all, it can look like K. But yeah, no, you're totally right. The XF, so about 5 series size.
Yeah, about that. Like the same size as like an E39, if not probably not an E60, but an E39. Yeah.
I get you. I totally get you. Yeah. So a reasonably big car, like.
Oh yeah, it's a long walk round it. You know.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's wild how like that shape and size of Jag just seems to be really really popular.
Yeah, and you know what? It was popular with like everyone. Like it was. You know, I think that was the kind of last big saloon. You know, because after that, like the 4x4s and the SUVs and the crossovers, they became stupid popular after this.
Hmm.
But this was like the last sort of point in time, like 2010 to 2014 maybe, where I remember saloons being everywhere.
You know what? You're totally right as well, and like the XF was like a kind of a rebrand from Jag because it was like definitely a change from their traditional styling. Like even the X Type was like, very traditional Jag kind of shape, just like with a weird Ford kind of overinflated sort of influence. Same with the S Type in a way, to be honest. Whereas like before that, the other XJs had been like really square and quite low and stuff like that, and long, wide.
Yeah, you know, like it very much was like it was when you see like what Jags were and then what the XF was, like there was a very distinct change in design language.
Absolutely, it was like they were trying to rebrand themselves from being a little bit from like grandpa to like dad,
Yeah,
which is
well, I
which
mean,
is good because like dad typically can afford to buy a car.
yeah, they definitely did the right thing with who they targeted, you know? Like it worked.
Yeah,
So it did.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean XF sold incredibly well. They're absolutely everywhere. I mean, often sold with like, I mean, they were the ones with the Ignum 2.2 liter diesels.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, so they were sold with terrible engines, but you don't know that when you buy it.
But do you know what was absolutely fantastic? The petrol ones. Not the 2 liter, like the little pissy the like petrol ones, but like the 3 liter V6
Yeah,
and
they came with a
supercharger.
V6, didn't they?
I'd legitimately have one of them tomorrow. Like that, they are a nice car. And the V8s as well. Like they had their little foibles, like little water leaks and alternator issues, but I mean, outside of that, fantastic bits of kit. Like actually solid as well. Like it's the diesel that ruined Jag's reputation for
Mm,
reliability.
absolutely. They do not have a good name.
They did not. And it all started with the XF because the most popular one was the 2 liter diesel.
Of course it was, because it was raised in diesel times. Like
It was.
we were all like, diesel will save us. This agricultural fuel for industry will save us.
How fucking like this is just proof that the car buying public are fucking stupid, you know. Like, do you know the thing that did it as well was car tax?
They did really incentivize diesel, actually.
because diesels don't make a lot of CO,
But
but
they
what they
make a
do make a
shitload of
lot of
NOx.
NOx, and NOx is the thing that kills everyone. Like it kills people, it kills the ozone layer. It's not good. People don't like it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a bit
no,
it's
NOx is the bad time.
yeah, it's a bit like asbestos. Asbestos plus people equals bad.
Yeah, totally fair. Wait, what were we talking about?
Um, the XJ6
Oh yeah,
initially,
yeah, of course, yeah, and then the XF as its kind of like spiritual successor, both turning Jaguar around.
yeah,
That's again, I mean, I suppose you could say that's very similar to the Fiat 500, where it's like it's kind of a very similar car that's like helping them out.
yeah, that's fair, man.
And again, it helped them because they made one that was a bit cheaper, so more folk could buy it.
Yeah, like this is a common theme with cars that save companies
I
is the
totally agree.
whole they need to be because I think we're going to see like an absolute spate of this again, by the way,
You think
because
so?
like yeah, man, cars are too fucking expensive. Like, I mean,
But everything's expensive. That's the thing. It's like it's kind of. I mean, actually, I must admit, cars are alarmingly. The prices have gone up a lot more than I think they should have.
yeah,
It's not really a fully formed thought, but you know, like you've got like everything else costs a certain amount more, and you kind of normalize that. But cars still feel like a step above that when you know, like kind of not that interesting stuff is costing you like 50K.
precisely. Like, I mean, when the absolute most horrible pieces of shit electric cars are like you need a government grant to afford them. Like, at what point do you just go, you know what, this doesn't really work anymore? Like, at what point are you like, if you need help from the government to buy this car that's lauded to save the world, like, you know,
Yeah, I was looking at new car registrations recently, and diesel has taken a significant dent. But it's actually
good.
PEV that's the more, you know, kind of more popular category.
Sorry, say that again.
It's the, excuse me, it's the
PEV,
PEV.
plug-in hybrids.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you know there was a study put out as well saying that plug-in hybrids are no better for the environment than fucking
Yeah, it was quite a marginal
traditional ice.
difference. Yeah, a
Yeah,
very marginal difference.
yeah, because like, have you seen the range on most of them?
No, but I imagine it's like 70 miles or something like that because they basically just got a novelty battery and electric motor.
Not even close. Like most plug-in hybrids can't even do 30 miles.
Oh, that's painful. I mean, no one. See, if you're in a city where like you can use the Lecky for the 30 miles, you don't need a
Yeah,
plug-in hybrid. You can use an electric car.
yeah.
But anyone else, you're mostly just going to be driving on the ice.
Well, yeah, like it's just fucking silly, you know? Like what somebody needs to do is make a hybrid that actually works, like a diesel electric, you know, like
Like a
a
train.
locomotive. Yeah, where you have massive battery with an engine that only runs an alternator. Like you think Mazda actually filed a patent for this, you know? Sorry, we're going on a fucking tangent. Um, Mazda filed a patent for a small displacement rotary engine to run a generator. So they would have a battery that's charged by a petrol engine that's just running in like its most efficient zone.
Mm-hmm.
And they reckon you'd get like fucking 400 miles to the gallon with it.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I
Uh,
mean,
yeah,
that's I suppose the idea is yeah, you just run it in its most efficient state the whole time. But I'm,
yeah.
I'm
Well, I
not
mean,
convinced diesel and hybrid is like the clean solution to the problem, you know?
no, it's the dirtiest fucking burning internal combustion engine that's possible to make.
Yeah, it
With
feels sorry. It feels like chucking a little plastic on a bonfire and then putting your t-shirt over your mouth to be like, oh, that's me.
yeah, that's it precisely. Aye, it's just wrong. So it is. I've got a question for you based on this.
Hey, mate.
Has a company ever been saved by an electric car?
You know what? Not that I know. It didn't come up when I was researching this, so I suspect not. I mean, can you think of any cars recently that have really recovered a company that have been electric? I mean, Polestar kind of launched themselves by
Yeah,
going
I mean,
electric, but they were already a known thing.
yeah, like Polestar were the tuning, like Volvo's AMG. Um,
Yeah, but no, I can't think of anything unless you can.
I can't no, because I was wondering if anything that came up in your research at all. But
I actually looked a little bit further back. Like I wasn't didn't keep it super current. Like I kind of only really went to like about 2010.
fair enough.
I was most interested in those parts, to be honest. Like I find it really interesting that you can definitely block them into periods of like post-war austerity, and then there's like kind of general UK mismanagement. And then like there's the distinct next phase, which is now we're entering oil crisis.
Yeah,
Oil crisis one followed by kind of oil crisis two, and that kind of I mean, another thing of this is these are total. Well, these are mostly global kind of things like shocks that have then impacted each of the different manufacturers.
yeah,
Like for example, Honda at the start of like the 70s were kind of thinking about abandoning cars, certainly for like like their overseas markets like America and stuff like that, because no one was really buying them, but they were buying their motorbikes, so they were like, we'll just do motorbikes. And the last one they released was the Civic, but the Civic was released as the first oil crisis kind of hit, and it was way more economical and like kind of cheap and affordable to run than all of the equivalent domestic American stuff. So people bought shitloads of them. Like it was really popular.
yeah.
So I mean, like without the Civic without the oil crisis, Honda might not have made cars beyond the Japanese market. It might not have made cars at all.
That's insane.
There would be no VTEC, yo.
There wouldn't be,
So yeah,
and
honestly,
that is mental.
there's totally all these like kind of little wild things. Like again, the Alpha, same time, early 70s, like they are struggling financially, and they're also in kind of a partnership with the Italian government, and the Italian government want them to help like revitalize the south of Italy because it's like it's not very industrial. It's like quite like it's struggling. So they build a factory down there and they hire loads of local workers to make the new car, the Alpha Sud, which just the Sud is south. Um, and like that kind of car, it landed and it was like immensely popular because like Alpha was really struggling at the time.
Yeah,
Like I don't know how familiar you are with like like early Alphas.
I'm not. You know the square one with the square headlights,
I do,
but there was
yeah.
like the three of them, I really liked those, but I can't even know what they're called. Like, I'm not familiar with Italian motors in general. To be fair,
Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely. Like the Alpha Sud was basically like a front wheel drive hatch,
oh, okay,
but it was like it was kind of like a bit like the Golf in its kind of vibe and stuff like that. And people really liked it. It took off, and it kind of like basically allowed Alpha to kind of establish itself as like maybe whilst not the most like consistently profitable manufacturer, at least a manufacturer that existed and made stuff.
fair enough. Yeah,
Uh, like honestly, it's all about getting that car right, and like the okay, actually, I think it boils down to like a few things. It's like the right car at the right time, being smart about how you develop a car, and external funding. They're like the three big saviors. Like if you're gonna have a failing if you're gonna have a failing car manufacturing business, you want one or more of those things to happen to you as well.
oh yeah,
Definitely. Like, I mean, a lot of the time it's just getting the car right. Like Vauxhall, like so Vauxhall was owned like the GM kind of UKR,
yep,
and they weren't doing very well in the '70s either. But then they released the Cavalier, and it just got like totally gobbled up by the fleet market. Like great fleet car, they absolutely loved it. And that just kind of like helped Vauxhall stay alive as well. So like, without the UK fleet market, we might actually not have Vauxhall at all.
yeah. No, that is a crazy thought.
It is, yeah. I mean, someone can dream, can't they?
There's, well, actually, no, you're not there yet. I'm gonna let you keep going with the timeline.
I mean, like the Cavalier was actually like the predecessor to the Vectra.
We don't like the Vectra,
No,
no.
like the Vectra. Vectra was not a great car.
No, the Cavalier was arguably a superior vehicle.
The first generation one, yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
I love Vauxhalls of this era's headlights. You know that they're like
The
the high side walls triangle with like the um little kind of like flat surfaced lens as well.
yep, like what do you call it? No, you're not far enough forward for this, but like the um Calibra.
Oh, I had the wraparound ones.
Yeah.
I like them. Do you know what? I think I actually don't hate how some Vauxhalls look.
No?
No, I think I quite like the was it the Calibra coupe?
Yeah, that was it.
I really liked that. I thought it was quite good, especially when it
They
was in
were
its like DTM kind of trim as well.
they were a nice looking machine, so they were.
But they're front wheel drive coupe.
Yes, but then the turbos were proper four-wheel drive.
Oh, nice. That sounds like
Which was
that sounds like the one that's probably worth a lot of money now.
yeah, they're not cheap.
Yeah, I could totally believe that. I could totally believe
Um,
that.
Mostly because they were prone to rust.
There's honestly cars of that period. Blanket statement applies. They were prone to rust.
Made of paper mache.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see through them.
You can now.
Do you know what? Again, speaking of another car that rusts, we've got to talk about a surprising British Leyland, well, sort of British Leyland, but like a spawn of British Leyland success story. And I love them, you hate them. It's the Austin Metro.
Oh God. Well, yeah, okay. I'll give you that. I'm not keen of them.
Yeah, I mean, what I find surprising about this car is it was designed to replace the Mini, because they were still making Minis. And they never stopped making the Mini. Even though the Metro still sold quite well and, like, was pretty popular. I actually think the
Yeah,
Metro is like quite a cool little car. I mean, it's crap, but I think this crapness makes it a bit cool.
I'll give you that. That's fair.
So yeah, apparently over 1 million of them sold, but I imagine there's not that many left that haven't like returned to the earth.
Yeah, no, the last one I saw was in a scrapyard,
What age
and
of Metro was it as well? Because like they churned these out from like the 80s.
it wasn't old,
One of the later
and
generations.
there was holes appearing everywhere.
Yeah,
Like it was as if it was like the metal termites had gotten into it, man.
yeah. They pour salt on it before leaving the factory.
That's what they did.
Absolutely, yeah, I totally. But yeah, no, that car actually really helped. Like kind of Austin stay going for a little bit longer than they eventually did.
Wow.
But then the hammer came down, as it always does for the UK car manufacturing industry.
Yeah, I mean, it's a miracle we've still got Jag.
Yeah, honestly, and I mean, like we've still got. Well, I don't know. It depends what you consider to be a British car manufacturer now. You know.
Well, I mean, BMW owns Mini
Yep.
and Rolls Royce,
Yep.
so they're both German.
Yep. VW Group owns Bentley.
Yep. Um, what
Ford
else
did
is there?
own Aston Martin, but I'm not sure if they still own them or not.
Um, I'm I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not actually so
McLaren,
sure.
McLaren's UK owned.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you're so
sure.
right. Actually, I always forget McLaren.
Um, Caterham.
Are Morgan still British owned?
Yep. Ginetta.
But these are like low volume, bespoke manufacturers. We're not really talking about like a car you could actually like realistically buy from a showroom.
No, we're not. Not at this point. No.
Absolutely, yeah. They've kind of all got. It really is kind of only. Who's Jag owned by?
The Chinese.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if that's true, but I would imagine it's probably like a Chinese consortium of venture capitalists that own it.
It will be some like financial group, 100%.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Some holdings company, yeah, totally. It's absolutely
Um,
crazy.
yeah, man. Outside of that, I'm struggling to think. I think that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought. Oh, Lotus. Lotus
Oh,
are
Lotus.
not
Yeah.
UK owned anymore at all either. But there are still quite a few originally British marks kicking about. Like the names being kept alive.
Yeah. Well, TVR, for example.
Oh yeah, forgot about TVR. I mean, again, TVR like as another manufacturer, like their biggest sales success was the Chimera because it was the
Yeah,
cheapest one they made and it was like the most accessible and like they could actually shift units.
that's true.
Even though I mean, like I love TVR, I just find it like this common theme throughout all of these. It's like, oh yeah, so they built a car that people could actually afford, and turns out people bought it, and it turned the business around. Like it's absolutely crazy. Like the Porsche 944, that was like sort of like, oh, we'll make like a cheap kind of like oil crisis friendly sports car mostly for the American market that rivals like Japanese like stuff like the RX-7 and probably the Supra actually.
Yeah. The other thing as well is Porsche cannot escape being saved by the Boxster.
What do you mean?
Well, in the 90s, Porsche were dying. They were fucked, and the Boxster came along and just catapulted them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was going to bring up the Boxster because the Boxster is I think the Boxster is the kind of. I'm going to use an engineering analogy. Like the Boxster was the force required to like break the friction,
Yeah,
but then I think the Cayenne was the actual power that like genuinely like skyrocketed Porsche to be like genuinely massive. Like at one point, Porsche were thinking about buying VW.
yeah.
Like that's
How
crazy.
how fucking different and amazing would the world be if that happened, man? Like, just think, you don't have Audi's stupid fucking engineering leading the way anymore. It's Porsche engineering.
That actually think that would be quite an interesting alternate future to view into, just for a little look. What does
Oh,
Porsche Group look like?
there exists an alternate universe where me of all people, is a fucking Audi fan,
Yeah.
and it's that one.
When did VW acquire Audi?
um, fuck, 80s.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, it's been forever.
Oh
Like,
yeah, because Audi were really struggling financially as well.
yep.
Yeah, no,
And
absolutely. You're totally right. Yeah, you're totally right. I mean, this is an absolute classic of like, if you want to save your business, have Volkswagen buy it.
yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly.
Like, that is basically what has to happen. Like they rescued Skoda, Bentley, they rescued Lambo, like through Audi.
Yeah,
Just an insane number of manufacturers that were in like serious financial trouble, and like Volkswagen has just been like, "Here's a lot of money, but we own you now."
yep.
It's the
It's, do you know, like, see if I had a struggling automotive company and I was like, Audi were like, we'll buy you out, but we own you. I'd be like, fuck off, I'll let my company burn.
I would
I
you
don't
though,
want
or
your
would you
money.
be like, "I'll take a massive check and I'll leave, thanks you."
It's like, I'd rather fucking burn to the ground.
I'll burn it all down before I give it to you.
I'd phone like BMW up and be like, Audi's just offered me 30 million for my company. They're like, oh, aye, good stuff. Tell you what, BMW, I'll give you 1 million if you buy it. They're like, what? It's like, I'll sell it to you for 1 million quid. Negative 1 million is what I will give you for the company. But like, just to fuck Audi off. Uh, I really don't like Audi.
Yeah, it comes across. It really does come across. Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's some quite interesting cars. Like, oh wait, actually no. Sorry, we should talk about why the Boxster and the Cayenne were so good for Porsche in like a lot of ways.
So, I've got my theory here, right?
Oh, do you? I kind of did a bit of research on this.
Well, I'd like to know if my theory lines up with what the truth is. And my personal feeling is that the Boxster came in the 90s when things were getting more affordable. And it came in at a price point that basically allowed every man to buy a Porsche. Like, and I say every man as in like Joe Blogs could be like, I want a fucking drop top Porsche and I can go and buy one comfortably. And then the Cayenne probably did the same as well, but in a different package. So it didn't really do anything spectacular, but it opened Porsche up to another market segment that at that point I think would probably have been like P38 Land Rovers and just fucking chode, like absolute crap, which really is like, do you want this or for the same or for like an extra 2 grand? Do you want a Porsche, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it would be yeah, like Land Rover or something like that would be really your only alternative to what they were
And
offering. A
um,
BMW X5, they just come out.
did they?
Yeah. Oh no,
Oh,
by the time the
yeah, no.
Cayenne came out, the X5 has already been out.
Yeah, no, definitely. Aye. So like your only real competition is the X5, really.
Pretty much, yeah. I think the Mercedes had the M L or
L.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a horrible, horrible looking SUV, like genuinely quite aggressively ugly.
The Cayenne wasn't exactly a looker either. It is
I don't
now, I have
hate
to
the way it
say.
looks. I think
Like,
they've tidied it up over time and made it look better and better and better. But I don't hate the way it looks.
no. But I'd be anxious to know if that theory lines up with reality at all.
Well, honestly, I think it kind of does. Like, I mean, Porsche were smart about the way that they actually developed the car. So, like the Boxster shares a lot of kind of engine bits, like various components and whatnot, with the 996 911, which they were developing kind of like in parallel with it.
Yeah.
But obviously, like it's like kind of a cheaper car to put together and make, and obviously they sold it as like they're kind of like affordable. Basically, like the kind of having another go at the idea of behind the 924 and the 944, just
Yeah.
like loads of people want a Porsche. We'll sell them something that's like good, but not like the super kind of high end Porsche. And honestly,
Yeah.
Boxer sold really, really well. People loved it. You're totally right. Like it was kind of an affordable sports car. You could own a Porsche for a way less than a 911. And it was still like two seats. It had like a convertible top. Like it was the ideal kind of pottering about in summer retirement kind of style car. And
Yeah,
that
man.
basically allowed Porsche to kind of like develop the Cayenne, which I think that suited, like you're totally right. I think that suited a different segment of the market. That suited the people who are like, I really want something nice like a Porsche, but I can't afford to have two cars, and I need a car that can handle the family.
Yeah.
And then when it comes along, it like really taps into that market, and they sold so well. Like you can get early Cayennes really cheap because of how many were sold.
Oh yeah. They are dirt cheap. Like you can buy a turbo for like 2 or 3 grand.
Yeah, no, they're really really cheap. I mean, like they're obviously not cheap cars in parts
No.
and stuff, but they are cheap to buy.
Yeah. Do you know I've just thought of another possible reason why the Boxster took off as well.
Why?
Because it was cheaper than the 911.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that generation 911 and the first gen Boxster, that was when they swapped from air cooled to liquid cooled
It
engines.
was
Because before
yeah,
that, it was the 930,
9.3.
93. So you had the 93, and then you had all these guys, because Porsche has always been like the affordable supercar, you know?
Yeah.
Now, if you had a 930 or 93, and you're like fucking loving the 911 life, and you're like, Ken, what I want to upgrade to the new one that's just came out, but it's got a different engine. I'm not really sure of this. Would you go and lease like a cheaper Boxster, knowing that they're like co-developed together, and know that you're going to get like a taste of the 911, but it means you don't have to like go balls in at the full price point. Like you
Hmm.
get to experience the engine and the chassis in a different package and a cheaper package, more importantly. So like it probably helped a lot with the crossover from the air cooled engines to the liquid cooled, because it's a lot. I think people would be a lot more willing to take the risk on something they potentially wouldn't like when it's like 20k cheaper.
Yeah, I definitely.
That's just my own little head canon, but I think there may be a bit of truth to that.
Yeah, maybe. Certainly, like it's the underlying theme is if you want to sell cars, make them cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, and people will buy them. The reason you're not shifting them is probably because it's too expensive.
Precisely. Well, actually, this kind of gets proven, you know. Like the Corolla. Remember when Corollas were fucking everywhere in the UK?
Mm-hmm.
And now you know how Corollas aren't fucking everywhere in the UK.
Yep.
Base Corolla costs like fucking 28 to 30k now.
Ooh, that's yeah. Honestly, totally. And I mean, like I suppose in a way the buying appetite in the UK is slightly changed.
But, and here's the but, right? See to Joe Blogs, right? Who's like, I just need a car for my fucking family to get from A to B. If that Corolla was 25k instead of 30, there'd be a fuck ton more of them on the road.
But yeah, I actually think you're right. Like I totally think you're right. It does kind of almost always come down to price. If you make something and you can sell it cheap, people will buy it.
Yeah.
You're totally right. I mean, like it. It can also be a little bit about getting it right. You know, like the right car for the right time.
Oh yeah.
Like
Like there is cars that have just came along at the absolute right time down to the second. You know, there's no getting away from that.
some have had really good timing. Like the Ford Mondeo.
Oh yeah.
Like the lot that Ford, I had no idea how much money Ford had poured into that. Like creating factories and laying all the groundwork for the Mondeo and replacing their kind of what did it replace the Sierra?
Yes.
Yeah, the old kind of the Sierra was a bit long in the tooth by the time it got replaced.
It
Actually,
was.
but yeah, like front wheel drive car from rear wheel drive, stylistically, I don't think it was a massive departure from kind of like some of the later Sierras, but um, kind of board wise, it was a big change in what they were actually selling, and it was ridiculously popular. But now you don't really see so many of them actually.
Yeah. Now it's all fucking Pumas and Cougars and fucking all that pish.
Absolutely, they will probably they'll retire the Mondeo brand, the Mondeo name. Sorry,
I think they will. In fact, it
I
already has. They already have because they dropped that before the Focus.
get away. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's dead. It's gone the way of the dodo.
So basically, Ford's three most popular models for as long as I've kind of been kicking about until very recently.
I wrote
Fiesta,
that.
the Ford, the Focus. Sorry, the Fiesta, the Focus, and the Mondeo. Gone.
Yep.
Is the Transit still a thing?
Yeah, I know. They'll never get rid of the Transit.
Because it's been gone for a while.
Well, the Transit was faster than police cars when it came out. It was like the number one getaway vehicle used in robberies when it first got released.
Aye, because it was a grunty wee motor in an empty box.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's basically a big shell with a 2 liter Pinto in it. Back when a 2 liter
Aye,
Pinto was like, fucking, that's some serious firepower there, dude.
aye, totally, yeah, totally. I love that I like the vans are always they're fairly torquey usually.
They are. You know, vans are a little bit like hire cars, man. They're deceptively fast.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So they are. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Did you know that the MGF was a bit of a savior car for MG?
I did not.
Right, and I don't really know if they necessarily kind of expected it to be the size of hit that it was. Like, because MGs were, they didn't really have that much stuff that people were buying. They were kind of losing market share and selling fewer cars. But then when the MGF landed, everyone was really into it because it was basically it was kind of it was a British sports car company building a British sports car that had deviated from that traditional, engine up front, drive to the rear, well balanced, small kind of car.
Yeah.
They went for mid-engined, and everything else was pretty much the same. But as a direct rival to the MX-5, it did kind of give you like an alternative, something that was like meaningfully different. It wasn't just like an MX-5, but only it was an MG, so it was worse, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And they like really, for honestly, for what they were, they sold really, really well. They sold like over 75,000 MGFs,
Right?
which is, do you know, think that's absolutely crazy? Like, there's
That is
probably a reason why you can find them really cheap and quite readily and frequently online.
that's crazy. Like I would never have said 75,000.
Yeah, neither would I. And like, honestly, I think that they're almost easier to find cheap than MX-5s.
You know what? I'll go with that. They do. I will say they're a very different car, though.
They're different cars, but I think they fulfill the same purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. They're just little, like, kind of like fun little sports cars to like chuck about.
yeah. Actually, that's fair. I mean, one. Well, yeah. Actually, I would because the only thing different about them is one's mid-engined,
Yeah.
and to be honest, I don't even know if that's different because nah, no, the engine in MX-5 sits plenty over the front axle. Yeah, ignore me. I'm talking shite.
No worries, man. I'm sure the MGF was I can't remember if it was an MGF or an MGTF. I feel it was an MGF that I experienced the snappiness that a mid-engine car can offer you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I was on like a test drive or something like that, and I think it was maybe lifting off and going around a corner, and yeah, to be honest, it's been so long I can't remember. All I could remember is driving along kind of normally, just like giving it a bit of beans, and then all of a sudden, car very quickly snapped. Like like one of those ones where you react to it, and then afterwards you're like, "Fuck, what happened there?"
yeah. No, that's fucking the snap oversteer. Like that's what the way the MR2 solved that as well.
How?
They literally just put wider tires on the back of it, and it was like, boom, solved.
Yeah, absolutely fair. I mean, I can't say I ever experienced any. I didn't experience the same. Sorry, I didn't experience the same kind of thing with the MR2. I thought the MR2 was like actually a fantastic car to drive. Like honestly, probably my favorite car to drive of all the ones I've had. It felt so light at the front, so go kart esque, so like quick and nimble.
Yeah,
And I didn't have a turbo, so I was never really going to be like worrying the rears for traction in any way. So it felt like it was just glued to the road. I absolutely loved that thing.
they were pretty planted. Like I thought your MR2 looked incredible as well. I was really surprised when you told me it was rotten because it did not look rotten at all.
It looked all right on the outside, but it's just like all the insides kind of rotten around the engine. Like the engine mount seized on, and like it started to go around the sills.
Yeah, that's where they go.
That's where they go, yeah, man. That's totally where they go. To be fair though, it did look rough AF on the outside as well. Like the paint was all faded, had that horrible sticker covering up a big like bump in the rear bumper. Someone had debadged it and put something else on it as well, and it had like quite a heavy tint on it.
Yeah,
Oh, and the wheels were just the factory ones, painted black. I know that well. It looked so rough. It was proper. It was like my first modified car sort of thing, if you know what I mean.
that's class.
And I think the only thing I really ever bothered doing with that car is, aside from like get it through its like MOTs, is at the gator around the gear stick.
Yeah, man.
It was totally ruined, like completely, like it was just gone, if you know what I mean. And it just looked like the rest of the interior was fine, and it just looked really, really shocking and crap. Although the driver's seat was a bit rough. And the only thing I ever did was just replace the gator on the gear stick, just so it wasn't like a disgusting torn rag.
That's class. You know, that's like proper value modifications, though. Like, see when like the interior of your car, and you change like the gaiters to like from cloth to leather,
Mm.
or like put a nice one with contrast stitching in or something. It just elevates the whole interior, man.
Yeah, I like a leather interior. If I'm honest, I'm pretty sure that car had a leather interior. Actually, I think it had a black leather interior.
Yeah, they were quite common with the leather in them. Like the one I had, the black one that I sold to America, it had leather. The red one didn't, but the red one only cost me 100 quid. So you know,
Do you remember when you could get them, but people couldn't give those cars away? They had a reputation for rotting and leaking.
they really did. Like T-bar roofs used to piss water in.
My one didn't leak. Someone had done the Vaseline trick before me, and honestly, that trick 100% works. Like, can confirm.
Oh yeah, like, and you know what? It's the simple stuff that works best, man.
Yeah, it worked really, really well. And that, honestly, I love that car. The T bar was great. Like, I'm a huge fan of a T bar layout. I mean, putting the roof in the little protective kind of like bags around the back of the seats, and then the little kind of, those little bit of it's kind of like a trim card that you could put to actually black off the roof if you didn't want like sunlight coming through.
Yeah,
Sliding that in as well, I did always feel was like, you show up in like your kind of like your Japanese sports car, and then you're like, oh, I'll take the roof off, and then you have to faff about with this for a little bit. It's like not the most kind of like stylish of ways of doing it.
yeah, fair enough. I mean, do you know the one I always wanted, though, was a Supra
Mhm.
with a Targa top,
Oh, a Mark III.
Mark IV.
They did a Mark IV for Targa.
They looked fucking incredible, man. Have a look at it. JZX, no, JZA80 Targa top in Google. It'll give you exactly what you need. Because the top of the range, oh fuck, I think it was a GZ was the top of the range, which was a 4-speed automatic with a twin turbo engine in a Targa body.
I see it.
How nice do they look? They
Oh, I
look
really like that.
fucking incredible.
I'm not a massive fan of the way the Mark IV looks, but I think that looks great actually. It makes it look a lot more. I don't know. It makes it look a little bit more interesting. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the Mark IV Supra has a little bit of like the bloated bland to it.
Oh, fuck. All the JDM fanboys are going to be giving you hate mail now.
That's all right. I'll treasure it.
Couldn't give a fuck, mate.
I'll
Couldn't give
show
a fuck.
everyone when I'll show everyone I meet. Look at all these wrong opinions people hold.
Class.
But yeah, no, there's something about this the Mark IV Super. I really much prefer the Mark III. Give me big square. I want square.
See, mine was a Mark IV and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. But I will say this. The JZZ30 um, Soarer, far better car than the Supra could ever hope to be.
Yeah, man, you love that Sora.
I did. This my only regret in life is selling the Soarer.
Yeah. God, I hope that car doesn't haunt you for your like, just showing up every now and again.
I've never seen it again. Like I've not. It got sold to someone in London after I sold it to who I sold it to. And then I keep checking in on the reg every now and again. It's
Mm.
still not had any fails for rust. It's 31-year-old.
That's pretty good. So it's still going then, at least.
Still going. Like mileage is going up easy fucking 12,000 kilometers every year. Like honestly, man, single biggest regret in life was getting rid of that car. I don't know why the fuck I did it. It was so stupid. Like I should have kept it. It was an absolute fucking belter of a motor.
Aye, sometimes you just want to change though.
Yeah, I know, but I shouldn't have done it. Like it just went
Oh,
downhill
sorry,
as well
man.
after
Yeah.
that, man. Like I got rid of that. I bought an Impreza. The Impreza was fucked. Then I got the BM. The BM was shit. And then after that, what did I go to after that? Then I went to a Lexus. Then I had another Lexus. Then I had a Mondeo. Then I had a Yaris.
Aye. You've never really got back to your JDM kind of like passion.
Nah, pathetic.
I think,
So it is. I need to do better. But yeah, sorry, I have dragged us so far off topic, man.
nah, man, that's okay. That's totally all right. I mean, we're kind of getting a little bit more contemporary with cars that have kind of saved manufacturers, and we're actually like sticking with Japan. We have to bring up one we both don't like. I mean, the Nissan Qashqai, you cannot
Ugh.
deny.
Ugh.
You can't deny it's been really successful. Like they're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. And like kind of before the Qashqai, what did Nissan really sell in the UK?
The Primera and the Sentra.
Yes, you're right. Didn't really ever see many of them.
No, which is a shame because see the Primera GTIs,
Oh
fantastic
yeah, I
car.
have. They're quite cool.
They're cool as fuck. And the Almira GTIs were even cool, are cool as fuck as well. Or the
The Almira was smaller, wasn't it?
yes, it was.
Yeah, I remember. I think I've seen a couple of them. Maybe one or so of each, just in the wild. But yeah, they're very much not common.
No,
Yeah, aye. So basically, Nissan kind of didn't really have very much going on in the UK, and then they launched the Qashqai, and everyone loved it, and it kind of like, I mean, they've been a big player in that kind of segment for since basically.
they have like the Qashqai, the Duke. Yeah, Qashqai and Duke, that's them, and like the X Trail and stuff. But yeah, no, I'm generally not a fan.
Totally. I mean, sometimes the car that saves the company or turns the company's fortune around is just the right car for the time, not necessarily a great car.
Precisely.
There's been a lot of manufacturers that have made great cars that have put them out of business.
Oh yeah, like do you know one company I don't think's ever been saved though?
What ever been in a position to need saved?
Yeah, I think it's Toyota.
They didn't really come up actually.
I don't think they have. Like they're they're the biggest car company in Japan, one of the
Hmm.
biggest in Asia. It's just the Western world that they don't really. I mean, the Corolla is the best-selling car of all time. You know, I think it's kind of hard to have that accolade for one of your models and then need bailed out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
think it's like, you know, if you were a vampire and you were still skint after like 400 years, and people are like, just take your fangs out and go and stand in the sun. Like, it's one of them things, isn't it?
Yeah, what you doing? What are you even doing here?
Precisely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I suppose you could approach it like Toyota, and you could be like, right, we'll just make a successful business. Or you could approach it like other manufacturers and just get bailed out by Volkswagen.
Yeah. Or
What are your two
Ford.
options?
Yeah. Because, Volvo,
Yep.
when they got bailed out by Ford,
Yeah.
the V70, the S60, the S80, the XC78, 98, and I think that's it. They were all based on the P2 platform,
All right.
which was the last model Volvo developed before they got bought out. Which is
Right.
why, like, if you look at like a V6, a V70 or an S60 T5, they're like 250 brake, right? And if you remap them, like super chips, say you can get up to 310 brake just from a remap.
Wow.
But if you go for like a V50 T5, which is the 2.5, which is the Ford one,
Hmm.
if you get a remap on those, it'll go to like from 250 to like fucking 280. It's nothing. It's like
Yeah.
30. It's like half the power because they literally can't take the power the same.
Aye.
Which that's like because I made the point before about like the engineering standard just dropping off totally after they get bought out. Volvo is like a fantastic example of that.
Yeah. Did Volvo not recently become independent or owned by someone else?
It did in about 2017, I believe. Um, because they went from because like the P3 platform is what they're on now,
Right.
but then the P1 was like the C30, the S40, the C70, the V50, and I think the S60, V60 as well. Um, yeah, and then they swapped it. I'm going to Google that actually. Ah, no, apparently, nope. That's not correct. So the P2 platform was phased out in 2016, and it was succeeded by the P3 platform, which was the Ford EUCD, which was what does it stand for again? It's some pish Ford crap essentially. Um,
American noises.
yeah, and it was the Ford S Max, the Ford Galaxy, and the Ford Mondeo. Land Rover Freelander 2, the S80, S80L, V70, XC70, XC60, S60, S60L, S60 Cross Country, V60, and V60 Cross Country, and the XC90 were all on that platform until 2018.
Right, okay. I mean, that is a fantastic example of another way that manufacturers have kind of like got themselves out of trouble, and that is spamming the platform for absolutely everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like we didn't talk about um, the K body.
So, actually, 2 seconds, just let me. So, Volvo, y- you were saying there. So then they came up with one called SPA, which is Scalable Project Architecture, which is a global platform developed by Volvo Cars and applied to multiple brands of its parent company, Geely. So it started in 2011, shortly after Volvo was acquired by Geely from Ford Motor Company. So 2011 was when Ford fucked off. But
Mm-hmm.
this platform literally does everything. And I mean everything from the Polestar from the Polestar models like Polestar 1 to Link and CO909, which is the Geely one. I don't know who the fuck Geely are though. And it does everything from like the XC90 to the S90, the V90, XC60, the Volvo S60 and V60 and everything else. Like
Basically,
it's
the full Volvo lineup.
it does the full Volvo lineup. Um, right. Geely is a Swedish subsidiary of China Euro Vehicle Technology AB.
Right. Okay.
I don't know who the fuck that is either, but apparently so.
Sounds like
Um,
a holding company.
it does. It sounds like a holding company of a shell company of a LLC of a limited company of a something else. Yeah, it sounds like a tax dodge.
Yeah, I was gonna say whatever it is, I'm sure it's paying tax.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And before when you were talking about um, how insanely expensive it is for car manufacturers to come up with a new platform.
Mm-hmm.
So Volvo invested 90 billion uh,
That's quite a lot of money.
SEK, which is Swedish krona. Now, 90 billion in Swedish krona apparently is 7,164,000,000.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, I mean, how many zeros does a billion have?
9.
Yeah, 9. Right. So hold on. I'm sorry. One, two, three. No, one more zero. There we go. So 90 billion is 716,400,000 pounds GBP. So that's like nearly 800 million quid to develop a new platform.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like we're talking about such big numbers eventually. Like, if you use that platform for everything and don't have to develop another one for another 10 to 15 years, that's maybe a worthwhile investment.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, you kind of have to at that sort of volume, though. Like that's crazy money. Like even people who are into football I don't really think get those sort of numbers. Like when you're like, oh, they paid 60 million for some fucking dickhead to piss about with a ball. Like even that's nothing. Like that's less than 100th of the value of an investment in a new platform.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like infrastructure numbers, really, isn't it?
It is really.
Which I mean, in many ways, you probably do have to spend a lot on infrastructure if you have to do any like retooling or reconfiguring of assembly lines, or hell, build a new factory for the new model. Like, there's there's quite a few like places where a factory's been built that just kind of their only job is to churn out one model for like the whole life cycle of the model.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. Like, and the way it's all worked like that as well. Do you know quite an interesting thing that's happened recently as well is the Motability scheme. Like, it's no longer allowing you to get well, it's preferring British built cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you're probably going to see like, I mean, it's probably big enough that some of the larger manufacturers are sitting up and being like, well, actually, that's quite a big carrot for us if we can get on that scheme, if we start building them in the UK.
That's true. I mean, there was a lot of stuff. There was quite a good amount of cars being sold for the motability scheme.
I mean, I would say it's probably the biggest um, source of new lease agreements outside of like fleet buyers and stuff.
Is it a lease scheme?
Yeah, they're all leased.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I reckon that's probably quite a big incentive for a lot of companies to start looking at putting them into the UK, putting a factory in the UK, like
Do you know what cars are still built in the UK? Because there's a few factories that do them.
the Cash Guy.
Oh, it's a Qashqai made in the UK.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. I
Oh, the
mean,
Nissan plant. No wonder it's popular then.
outside of that, I don't know because honestly, if it's built in the UK, it's likely to have fucking massive quality issues.
Suddenly it explains the Qashqai that I saw with like the bonnet open for 2 days straight and the window down.
It does indeed.
Just abandoned at a motorway service station. I always just think of the Qashqai in my head when I think the name comes up. My mental picture is just of a washing machine. Like they're so synonymous in my head. It's like, oh, it's just a white good. It's a utility thing.
That's it. They're not nice at all. Neither they
Like,
are.
I feel like a car that when it breaks, you just call up someone and they come with like a sack barra and just take it away and then replace it with another one.
Yeah, that's very much it. Yeah, man. Um,
I think we've discussed a fair bit. Like I think I was only going to really quickly mention the K body, but like I think the Volvo platform really highlights the same point. It's like basically they developed the K body and just like it went on everything, crossed loads of different brands and like the Chrysler Group and stuff.
yeah. No, it's like yeah, they need to really push that for it to be a viable business. Really, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, and it meant that they could like sell cars in loads of different segments without really having to put that same level of development cost and like creating a whole new car. They were just like, oh, we just do the body and maybe change a few like odds and sods, and then we roll it out.
Yeah, I would say that's a fucking absolute shout. Really, I would say. Yeah,
So yeah, I think we should wrap it up and we'll summarize what we've learned. Uh, Sell cars people like and want and can afford, and try not to operate during war, post-war, under British management, during a fuel crisis, um, or a financial crash.
yeah. And to the automotive giants of the world, if you would like to give us some financial kickbacks for this economic lesson you've just learned, we're right here. Reach out to us.
I think we've got a better idea here. Why don't we create a car manufacturer, and then it'll fail, and we'll sell it to Ford or to Volkswagen.
Yeah, I like that. Do
That's
you
how
know
you do it.
that's a dream, man, is having your own car company.
That actually, yeah, that would be pretty sick. What would you name your car?
What the model of car?
Yeah, no, what would you name your manufacturer?
Oh, I don't know.
Collins Cars.
No, nothing shite like that. Do you know what I would do, right? I would make a low volume manufacturer, but I would be like wanting to build like spec race cars and stuff like that. Like, do you know like Mosler?
Yeah,
You can't really, well, you can buy Mosler road cars, but most of what Mosler sells is to fucking race teams, you
I
know?
totally.
Do that and have it like wood sport automotive.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the nice thing about that is you can totally get away with using your name.
Yeah, because like you don't have. What do you drive? I drive a wood sport. Oh, do you know? Hi, fucking dickhead kid.
Yeah.
What would you call yours?
Mm, I'm going to adopt a different approach. My manufacturer would be called Chod, and then
Incredible.
there would be all the different car options would just be called the small, medium, large, and XL.
What do you drive? I drive a large chode. priceless. Ah,
So
I love it.
immature, but
it. Hey, it works. Well, it doesn't,
and
but that's the point.
all the cars I'd sell would be like 8 foot off the ground, but they would be smaller than Micras, and they would all just be painted white and have lots of plastic bumpers.
Ah, see. So you're going for the dentists of this world.
I'm going for the mass market. I'm gonna sell these as just car. Like if you need an car, buy Chod. Maybe I'll make that the advert. If you need car, buy Chod.
That's incredible.
Okay.
I love it.
I can't talk too much about this, obviously, because someone might steal the idea.
Someone might steal your chode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, let's wrap it
fucking
up. Before it descends too far.
ah, fucking priceless. Sorry, pal, I couldn't resist.
No, man, it's totally okay. Right, okay. So that's it. We've talked about kind of failure manufacturers and kind of some of the cars that have saved them, and we've also talked about other stuff because we cannot stay on topic.
No, we cannot.
No, we really can't. But yeah, if you like what you've heard, please do give us a like and subscribe. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye, and don't steal the chode.